Hi, I'm Mike with the School of Self Reliance, and today we're going to talk about making some char-cloth. All you need is an Altoids tin or any other kind of tin that you can block oxygen flow with, something that will close up good and tight. You're going to make a small hole in it with the point of your knife so that you can let a little bit of the gases escape. And you need some 100% cotton material. And this is just a cut up piece of a, believe it or not, a cloth diaper. But any piece of 100% cotton will work. Denim works really, really good off of your blue jeans. You could cut the cuff off of your blue jeans. An old t-shirt, as long as it's 100% cotton, make sure it is 100% cotton. But you just cut it up into some pieces that'll fit in the Altoids tin. Lay it in there, close it up, and we're ready to put it on the fire.
Oh, God.
Alright, all we're going to do is toss the can right into the fire, and we're just going to let it heat. One of the ways that you should probably remember, because I almost forgot, I split this piece of wood so that I have some tongs to get it back out with once it's done. But here in a minute we're going to see some white smoke start to pour out of that hole. As a matter of fact, it's already starting. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it'll get a little bit more profuse as this goes on. And that white gas that's coming out of that hole, I don't know if you've got it, but when that stops, your char-cloth process is done. And one of the big things you want to remember about this is when you take it out of the fire, don't open it immediately. Okay, it's still in a hot state. If you put oxygen to it, it'll go ahead and burn all the way through. If you take it out and it's not done, you can always put it back in. If you let it, you've got to let it cool down to where it's cool to the touch. Then you can open it. And if it doesn't look like it's done, you can close it back up and put it back in. But if you open it before it's cool, it'll just all burn up and it'll be all for nothing. You'll waste it. So here in a minute, we're going to show you what it looks like when the gas stops. Alright, I don't see any more gas coming off our hole there, so what we're going to do is go ahead and take this out of the fire. Like I said, remember to split yourself a piece of wood so that you can get that back out. It'd be a real pain in the ass to try to grab it with your bare hands. You don't need to stab a hole in it with your knife trying to grab it. So just split a long piece of wood. It works pretty well as tongs. But we're going to let that cool down. And like I said, let it cool until it is cool to the touch where you can pick this up comfortably with your hand. So give it a little bit, let it cool down, we'll be right back. Alright, the container is cool to the touch, so let's open it up and see what we got. That looks just about perfect. Right there, and it's not too fragile. Still holding together, but it is charred perfectly. That nice charred piece of material will take a spark. You can ignite it with either a ferro rod, a flint and steel. You could ignite it with a Forenza lens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to show you both. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the Forenza lens, and I'm also going to hit it with a ferro rod. All right. What I did is I just put a little stick here to hold it in place because we got a little breeze. I don't want it to go anywhere. And you're going to see pretty much how easily this sparks up. It's Just got to catch one. A lot of times you don't even see it, that it's caught it. There it is. Focus in here. I don't know if you can see those little red embers. But we could put that in a tinder bundle and blow it to life pretty easily. Well, you can see how well that burned. You could put that into a bird's nest and blow that into life in no time flat. Here in a second, we're going to go ahead and show you the Forenza lens. All right, when it comes to lenses, I don't screw around. This right here, very flexible. It can ride in the hydration compartment of your backpack. You've seen in one of my other videos, I carry a much smaller one, but this one works like a laser beam. And there it is. Focus on in. See how quickly and easily that ignited? I'm sure you can see those little red embers. That's why we did the yellow background, and I'm trying to put a little shadow on it. But you can see that thing is still burning. Ready to be blown into life in a bird's nest. Like I said, you don't have to use a lens this big, but these are available for about $3 to $4 at most drugstores. It's actually a reading device for old people. But there's some great videos online with these lenses where people are melting pennies and so on, and the fact that it's nice and flexible. It's not going to crack on you or break, and even if it does, there's just more pieces that you can use. But you can put this in the hydration compartment of your backpack and it will ride there just fine, and it will always work, and you see how well it worked. But the char-cloth, make it before you need it. You know, once you've got a fire, go ahead and make yourself some char-cloth, put it in a nice dry place in your fire kit and keep it around. It'll help you get a fire started in a jiffy in an emergency, and that's exactly what you need. Once you need the stuff, it's too late to try to make it, so make it in advance. All right, when making a bird's nest to blow your char-cloth to life, you got to look for highly combustible material, like this dried grass, leaf, and so on. But the problem with this is when it gets an ember, it's going to burn up very, very quickly. It won't hold an ember very long. So you need something with a little more substance to it. This is off of vines, grapevines. It's a lot more fibrous, there's a lot more to it. It's also highly combustible, but it will hold that ember longer. So what you want to do is you want to mix this so that you have multiple materials in your bird's nest. Don't mind my son, he's learning too. But I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. We'll be right back. Okay, I've got my char-cloth staked down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spark it up, and then I'm going to throw it in this bird's nest and blow it to life. I've just staked it down with my knife, keep it from blowing away.
Hey, Mama.
And there you go. One bird's nest blown to life. It was an awful small bird's nest, but it's been really, really wet out here, so I had a hard time finding dry material to make the bird's nest. But as you can see, it did work. And if we'd had our fire pit all prepared and ready with our kindling and stuff, I'd have been able to get it in there. But it took virtually no time to blow that right into a flame. So there's your bird's nest, there's your char-cloth, and the proper use of it. All right, last word on the char-cloth. it's too late to make it when you need it. You have to make it beforehand. Always be thinking ahead to your next fire, the next one that you need. Fire is a very important thing when you're outdoors. It sanitizes your water, it cooks your food, it keeps you warm, it works off predators, it works off bugs by using smoke. You know, you can smoke your shelters. My son's about to walk into the shot, and that's fine. Come on over here, bub.
No.
I guess not. But you can use punk wood and you can use funguses to make a char-cloth or charred material to get a fire. But just remember to make it before you need it. Carry it in your fire kit. It's just another tip from the School of Self Reliance. Again, I'm Mike. If you like what we do, watch our videos, share our videos, like us on Facebook. Thanks a lot for watching.